Yeah, don't even know.
Give me a second, just take a breath.
No, I'm good.
Shelby's used to that fast pace.
Are we ready? Call to order the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, which is in Minnesota. Roll call, please.
Director Karati Simon.
Here.
Director Lappy. Here. Director Raha. Director Randa Sauter.
Here.
Director Rice.
Here.
Chair Casey.
Here. Seeing nobody for public comment, we'll move on to recognition of guests and visitors. Luke, do you want to wait until it comes up on the agenda, or?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good.
I know. Since I'm not in the reports.
Yeah, in 1 second, you can. Motion to approve the agenda. I would like to add the air handler quotes under administrative business item L. Also, item 8B, motion to approve additional professional services for new bus/transportation building in high school south classroom cooling. Really, I would like to have those as two separate items. And I don't know if Luke has numbers for that, or, so we can make it B and then B1. B1 being the classroom cooling. I entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion by Director Randa Sauter, support by Director Lappy. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now we will go to reports, and I will, we'll put Mr. Baki.
Hi, gang.
Hello.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here. It's been a minute since I came and chatted with you guys. So I just wanted to catch you up to speed on a few things. First and foremost, congratulations to our volleyball team. They were the Iron Range Conference champions this year. I have actually first time ever I learned for Chisholm.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
Scott Worden told me, first time ever for Chisholm. So Iron Range Conference champions, so
Now you can
congratulations to
retire
them.
with ease if you ever decide.
We sent our student council to a Minnesota State High School League conference this past month. It's called their Together 4.0, so it's a leadership conference for we could send athletes, and I talked with Mrs. Purdy, and we decided to send the student council to that. So they went and spent a day in Bemidji with the high school league staff and talked about leadership. I did submit both of the Minnesota State High School League grants for us. They have two grants. One is based on free and reduced numbers. The other is based on safety, health concerns. That's how typically we pay for our impact baseline testings, is through this grant. We get reimbursed for that. The bloodborne pathogen training that you guys wanted me to work on has been completed by almost everybody. So Rose, I worked with our nurse Rose, and she got some literature and some videos that I had everybody watch. And then I documented when they watched it. So that is just about wrapped up for you. Our basketball season begins tomorrow. We have home game. Girls basketball is kicking off tomorrow versus Northwoods. 5:30 for junior high in this building, 5:45 JV in the high school, and then varsity after JV.
Seven usually or 7:30?
7:15 is the hard time. And trust me, there are some people that we don't start early. In addition to our basketball, I did post again today, but we are offering online ticketing. And so we do have that availability through CoFan, is what it's called. And I did post that on our social media again today. I also sent it to Northwoods, trying to just make that jump to digital ticketing, and then less money we have to deal with. Makes it just a smoother thing, and then I don't have to give tickets to people either, so I enjoy that.
Is there ticketing fees on that probably?
There's a couple of options, so we can raise our fee to cover it on our end, or the person buying a ticket can pay it. But yeah, there's a small processing, like there is for everything.
Right. Are we gonna keep options open for elderly people in our community?
Yeah, they don't have to buy it online.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still, my ticket taker, Mrs. Anderson is here. She will gladly still help them out, yes. And I fielded some questions on that. I don't think we'll ever, I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where we're hard. But this is a good option. We have people that come in and be like, oh, I can't pay with a card, so.
They're hard.
So now they can. Couple of other things, the digital display that I know has been mentioned before. I'm just starting to dip my toes in the water for that. So that'll be coming along. And finally, the best news of the night, I negotiated a brand new scores table from BSN and the Varsity brand that works with BSN for our new gym at no cost to us.
Ooh, nice, Travis.
So, very excited about that. And we went and looked at the new gym today, Mr. Milani and I, and excited about getting that rolling. So that's what I have for you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Baki?
Thanks, Travis.
Ms. Albert?
Oh, good, I get to hear the important ones.
So I have quite a bit here because we've been very busy at the CE building and the VS building since I was here last. So I'll start with this. On the 17th, we had our first quarter awards here at the CE building. Our focus for quarter one was recognizing students' effort and their positive behavior. So we distributed 2 awards to students that were PBIS achievements, academics, and some attendance awards. So in total, there were 230 awards. We gave out 19 awards for students demonstrating consistent effort and engagement, 19 awards for students that showed teamwork and following school and classroom expectations. 18 awards went to students who go above and beyond in behavior or character. Those were our PBIS awards. Our academic awards were 9 awards for students with the most academic growth in any subject. 25 awards went to students that show effort and persistence throughout the quarter. We had 25 Math Mastermind Awards that were given for achievement in math. And then 82% of our student body at the CE received an attendance award for being at school 90% or more during quarter one. So that was 115 students. So that one took a while to give out, but it was great. And I believe we've posted the pictures on social media, so check those out. Our Title I at the K3 is in the process of putting their literacy night together. It is scheduled for December 16th, so we will invite our Title I K3 families to come on that night to do some literacy focused activities. I think maybe we're going to do sight word bingo and some other things, and have some materials that we can send home with families as well. Our 4-8 literacy night is kind of on hold right now. We're hoping to do this and coincide with the opening of the new building. So again, some more things that maybe do in February. And then this year, something new that's kind of in the works right now, Brady Bame and Peyton Worley are working together to create a 412 literacy night, and hoping that by next year we could do a K-12 literacy night. It's called Beyond the Books, a night of art and exploration. We are currently proposing March 3rd, which coincides with Read Across America Month, so hopefully that will work out. They have invited teachers and advisors to contribute some ideas, to host stations, to attend. So some of their ideas are to feature some student work in the visual arts, the industrial arts, writing, journalism, class projects. They're even thinking about having some stage performances, so maybe some drama or some music, some student speeches, maybe some science demonstrations or some CTE showcases. So Brady and Peyton are working really hard. I'm very excited about this. They have even written a grant proposal to help fund some of the activities for that night. So, at the K3 building, we just had our Someone Special lunch, and in conjunction with our book fair, we served 431 lunches that day. So thanks to our outstanding kitchen staff, things went pretty smooth, and it was an enjoyable experience. So book fair sales, to my understanding, surpassed last year's sales. They didn't give me an exact number, and it also surpassed the sales from 2023. So they did really well. So I just want to give a heartfelt thank you to the school board members that were there supporting us, to our family, community members, and a special recognition to PTSA because they did all the hard work. So thank you to them. And then our attendance data, we're at 139. I believe that's where we were at last time I was in here for this building, 4-6. At the VS with pre-K through third graders, we have 218 students currently. I gave you attendance data for the CE for the first quarter, but as of today, 86% of our students have now been consistently at school 90% of the time or more. And of those students, 21% of them have been here every single day. So that's very good. For the VS, 88% of students have been consistently here for 90% of the time or more. Of those students, 13% have been there every single day. So that is a great achievement. Behavior, we're still seeing great behavior. 85% of our students have 3 or fewer log entries here at the CE building. At the VS, 89% of students have 3 or fewer. And those are not all majors. Those could be minor things or major things. And then lastly, and I'll go sit down, you don't have to listen to me anymore. Just quickly, our e-learning stuff went out today to families. With the snow forecasted, we thought maybe it would be best to review those things, update them, streamline them for some clarity, and those all went home today, as well as our K3 choice boards that our students will be using to complete some activities at home if we ever have one. The rest of our students will be on Schoology. So Joe assured me he will update the website to reflect some of our changes, and other than that, any questions? I know, that was a lot.
That was great.
Thank you.
There's a lot going on right now.
Thank you.
Superintendent Kirklich.
Well, these two make it very challenging to follow, but nice job. Both of you. So a couple of updates for you. Most of my stuff is related just to some FYIs. Our construction, I'm happy to report that our band room officially opened today. They have full access to that, so they'll be moving all the equipment back there. There's still some things on the punch list that will likely need to be done, but we're gonna get the kiddos back into there as quickly as we can and get them into their normal space. On the downside, the bathrooms are gonna continue to be a little bit of an issue over by the old gym. So we know that basketball season is starting. We didn't think that most of our guests would like to go outside to a porta potty. So we are working very, very closely with the Ingenza team to get the one bathroom open. And it sounds like with non-potable water, we'll be able to open that on December 4th, pending our inspection. That being said, in the meantime, AD Vaki has been doing a great job of putting together a plan of making sure that the restrooms will be available on the first and second floor for the first couple of games that as we go through, but that should be coming soon, so those are big highlights that people like to hear. Let's see. Let's go to just a couple of pieces of information. So if you recall, back about a month ago, a little over a month ago, the board did a roll call vote on whether they chose to move forward with Hibbing collaboration. And at that time, I had contacted Superintendent Aldrich of the Hibbing District and was told basically just kind of hang tight. Let's wait and see where we go with this referendum. He had a lot on his plate at the time. He did reach out to me late last week and has asked that on behalf of his board, sometime in mid-January, they would like to have a joint full committee board meeting. In the past, it has been a committee of each board. Right now, they are looking for it to come as the full board to make sure that there is open communication, that all feelings and all ideas are being heard versus having a committee. It might not stay always a committee of the whole, but kind of as that initial. And so that as that gets closer, we'll talk about what that might look like. As of right now, the initial plan is that the agenda will likely be built by Superintendent Aldrich and myself on things that we think that we could potentially look at as we move forward. So stay tuned for that, but the collaboration conversation, and I want to be very clear, collaboration is different than consolidation. This is a collaboration conversation that they would like to reopen. So that'll be coming here soon. I did want to have a public acknowledgement of at least one of our staff. Many of our staff deserve to have public acknowledgement. But did anybody here go to the Veterans Day program? So the Veterans Day program was absolutely fantastic. And I gotta tell you that without Jamie Johnson, our CTE instructor, that Veterans Day program would not look anything like it does. He is instrumental in setting that up. He's instrumental in making sure that it goes off without a hitch. So if you see him, it's really important to tell him thank you. It's something he does just as a passion project based on his experience in the military. Not only that, but, and I think you've heard me say this a few times, I don't know what's going on with that guy, but he is a grant writing genius this year. He's just writing grant after grant after grant. He had this mission to make sure that he had a welder in each of his bays. And he came to Noah and I and we said, well, we're not really sure what we can fund. And he said, if I write a grant, can I do it? And he wrote not one grant, not two grants, but 3 grants. He has filled all of his welding bays at no cost to the district. So that is wonderful. So give him that away. Update on some enrollment numbers. Enrollment numbers right now, we're sitting at 712, which is 3 above the end of FY25. So we see some ebbs and flows, especially at quarter break. We see some things happen. And then 2 things just to start thinking about. They're not on the agenda, but they will likely be on the December 8th agenda. December 29th is not a scheduled board meeting, but we do need to go over our audit findings, and our auditor has asked, they do not think they'll be ready by December 8th. They do not think they'll be ready until December 29th. They would like to have a special board meeting that night to do so. And then our board meeting dates also kind of end at the end of December. Usually you re-up them in January. Except for we haven't publicized our first meeting in January, so we'll have to say that January 12th is our first meeting, and at that time, that's when you organize your additional dates for the year. So we'll be working through that.
Usually the first Monday after the first Tuesday.
I think it says second and fourth right now.
Second and fourth Monday.
I think it says second and fourth,
For your organizational meeting.
which would be the 12th. So it's the first Monday after the first Tuesday would be the 12th. Any questions for me on anything else?
Any questions for the superintendent? She's been busy,
Very busy.
as
Meeting on the 12th.
our other principals and activities director.
Sometimes we set special ones.
And you could choose to do that, but that's whatever.
That doesn't matter, we'll see what works best for people.
Moving along, item 6, motion to approve the consent agenda. These are the minutes of the November 10th, 2025 regular meeting, the Northeast Service Co-op CTE Impact Funding Grant for welding booth upgrades in the amount of $3,977. Single-user restroom grant from the Department of Education in the amount of $75,000. And Chisholm Community Foundation grant in the amount of $2,100 for the Chisholm High School Global Perspectives Class Field Trip.
Motion.
Motion by Director Karati, Simon. Support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Again, we'd like to thank Northeast Service Co-op, Chisholm Community Foundation, and the Department of Education for their gracious donations, or grants, I should say. Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, under personnel. A motion to formally approve and ratify the hiring of Nick Malani as the high school principal, backdated to August 26, 2025, and includes all associated salary and terms of employment due to administrative oversight.
I'll
support.
Motion by Director Lappy and support by Director Raha. Any discussion? I guess we forgot to do something a little while ago. Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve the hiring of Elizabeth Carroll as the assistant boys swim coach.
Motion.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Did you have other applicants too?
So we had two. One, they couldn't work it out with their employer, so Ms. Carroll ended up being the only one.
Okay.
And I learned she has quite a swimming background.
Great,
I encourage you to chat with her if you get a chance.
great.
So just to be clear on hiring practices, we've been having some good conversations about what hiring practices look like. And we still went through with an interview and a conversation and didn't just say you're the only applicant, you get the job, so.
You would.
You win or you lose or you.
As we should.
Yeah.
We could have one applicant who may not just be the right fit. So, but Ms. Carroll is. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations to Ms. Carroll. Item C, motion to approve the transition from volunteer to full hire of Blake Anderson as level 3 junior high boys basketball coach.
All motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve the transition from volunteer to full hire of Katie Pearson as the level 3 junior high girls basketball coach.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Crowley Simon,
I'll support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve the addition of a non-voting student representative to the school board.
I have something that I want to say.
Okay.
I've been after this for 20 years. And somehow it just never got lost in the shuffle. And I think it's worthwhile to have a student and maybe explain to us what's going on in their building. Maybe explain to us why they think the way they do. So I'm so in favor of this, I will make the motion.
Support.
Motion by Director Raha, supported by Director Lappy. Any other discussion?
So is it student senate?
It will likely be somebody from the student council.
And is it only one? I mean, would it not be a good thing to have two?
We gotta find room for him at the table here.
Well, I know, I'm just saying, you sometimes when you see just one, they'll sit there, so, but if they have somebody with them, they seem to be a little bit more open and a little more forthcoming, but that's just my thought.
Well, I think what we could do is, if there is one from the student council that is, shows some interest in being here, then we could ask that student whether they feel as though second
Would be worth it,
would be worth it.
absolutely.
Well, they're always welcome to come to a meeting.
Absolutely.
Anybody from anybody can come.
Yeah, that's true.
If they want a little more.
The question that I have is that once the student is selected, we'll have to have a board motion to actually name that person or no?
I don't think you would have to have board action, but you could if you wanted to.
They're now voting members.
The last thing I want though is them rotating in.
Right.
Because I want them to start to feel, whoever maybe start to feel comfortable amongst this group so that they speak up. So. Mr. Rocky, I think you'll pass that information on to Ms. Purdy and.
I know who I picked, if it was me. Yes, I will pass that information on.
I'm guessing there'll be some type of an application.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Director Rada.
All time.
Item 8, administrative business. Item A, motion to approve the dental rates of $39.70 for single, $93.10 for family with Northern Minnesota Dental effective January 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
I'll support.
support by Director Randa Sauter. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, this would be the motion to approve additional professional services for the new bus transportation building only. Director Raha, just to get you up to date, we separated the two out into two
Okay.
for action, so. And I don't, do you have that amount, Happy, I have that amount just for that?
Just for that? No, I do have it broken out what it would cost to do just the bus design versus adding the cooling. Is there a cooling design piece there?
There isn't a design piece, because we'd be working directly with the contractors essentially on that. But there would be construction management on that of 6%. Did some quick math. It's $197,236 is what we had budgeted in for the high school cooling. And so that comes out to $11,834 that would be in the soft cost fees.
Well, can you say those numbers again?
You bet. 197,236 was the overall project budget. And of that, the construction management would be 6% of that, which is $11,834.
And that's for the classroom cooling, correct?
Correct, and including the art room was in that as well. So the south-facing classrooms and art room.
So in order to get to the bus, would you take that full 509, 184 and subtract the 197 and out of that? Or?
For the fee piece associated with the bus garage?
Yep.
That would be, it'd be $497,350.
Can you say that number again?
$497,350.
And
And
that's
that's
for
garage and who's, I'm sorry.
That's garage.
And that'd be design and through.
Design and the construction management and commissioning as well. I did some quick math on, based on what our original contract was for the different phases. So in design, there's 5 phases typically, is schematic design, design development, construction, bidding, and then the construction administration. So If it was designed and you decide not to go forward with that, it'd be 80% of that design number would be paid, or there'd be the costs associated with that, and there would also be, we had 60% of the program management line item, 1.07 on that key breakout, and then 10% of the construction management services. And for the budgeting and they're involved in the design process as well. So in total would be $266,424 to be able to get it to, past the bidding phase, to have bids in hand from contractors.
$266,424.
Yeah, if you can second my notes.
I could not read your numbers.
Those are the hard costs, whether the bids come back. Those are the hard costs that we'd be paying for, no matter what,
The 266?
right?
Correct.
So at this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the additional professional services for the new bus and transportation building only.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support.
support by Director Laffey. Any discussion? I just think by doing this, we're taking a huge bite out of our remaining unallocated budget, which is probably not gonna leave a whole lot for anything else.
Right.
If we decide to go forward and with the garage. And
That was kind of
Build
my
a ramp.
concern before, is like either we're gonna do the garage or not do the garage, because otherwise we're just flushing $266,000 down the drain.
right. That is
So
correct.
I have this, that's why I was concerned about the garage.
In this process, this would allow us to still have conversations about the size of the bus garage, correct? Because there's
Yep,
some
during-
conversations about maybe being able to go down a stall, which essentially could save several $100,000
Yeah, during the design process, we would work with the district
to get
to
that narrowed in
to narrow it in
specifically.
exactly what it is you need and or want.
And just say that Superintendent Perkovich has been looking for other options. She's been keeping me up to date on what she's thinking about too. Various buildings around town. So there is a motion and second on the floor just for the bus and transportation building. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
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 I say nay.
Motion fails. Item B1, the classroom cooling. And I think you already broke those numbers out. Is that correct, Lou?
Correct, yep.
I would entertain a motion for the classroom cooling. And that's just a little over 208,000, 209,000, somewhere in there.
197,236 is the budget.
And are we making a motion though to do that or the design? You just need
There
to
would, there
decide.
wouldn't be any design.
There's no design, okay, thank you.
This would be just moving forward with that.
A motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
support by Director Crowdy Simon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, motion to close school on February 10th, 11th, and 12th for grades 4, 5, and 6 to accommodate the move into the new school building.
A motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
supported by Director Crowdy Simon. The superintendent and I have talked about this a little bit. We're looking for various dates, trying to coincide them with possible holidays and conferences and things like that, so it would make it an easier transition. But the sooner we get these dates out, the sooner the parents can prepare for those dates, and the teachers would still be reporting, correct? And they would be helping their,
Setting up their classrooms, setting up their libraries and bulletin boards, and getting it ready for students to begin instruction. Some paras might be here to handle some daycare. So if families call and say that that is a hardship on them, we'd be able to provide daycare within the facility for those grades as well. And they might need to provide a little bit of support depending on it is. It's just too early to tell exactly what we would need for that day, but.
and that would be, if we did the daycare, that would be at no charge to the parents, correct?
And we do not need to make these days up?
You do not need to make these days up.
Okay.
This would be the storm of the century.
E-learning,
E-learning, it's still a school day.
That's right.
there's e-learning.
There's no snow days anymore.
There can be.
Yes, there can be.
Yeah.
There is a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to close school on May 26, 27, and 28 for grades kindergarten, first, second, and third to accommodate the move into the new school building.
All motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support.
support by Director Crowdy Simon. Any discussion? As you can see on there, there is no pre-K in there. They're usually out by then, is that correct? And again, the same things apply. Teachers will still be in here and hopefully we'll be able to accommodate some of the hardship cases. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Items E, F, G, H, I, J, and K are all first readings of policy 214, out-of-state travel by school board members, policy 301, school district administration, policy 302, superintendent, policy 303, superintendent selection, policy 304, superintendent contract duties and evaluation, policy 305, policy implementation. Well, that would be perfect to have a policy to have a policy. Policy 306, administrative code of ethics. And those are just the first readings. And I just want to make one thing. I was talking to Pam. I didn't see any strikeouts or underlines, so I'm just assuming that there hasn't been any changes. So if there have been, I think you bring it forward to whoever on the policy committee.
Danielle, check.
Item L, Superintendent Perkovich had sent an email on Friday about the air handlers. There are two proposals and she has them in front of you, so I'll let her go into a little more detail.
So the air handler, as luck would have it, completely unrelated to construction, our air handler has failed to continue to work. And so there were two options on the table. Option one is to repair the air handler. Option two is to replace it. We've reached out to Johnson Controls, who has indicated that the age and the necessary repairs, they would recommend doing a repair and not a replace. But because of the cost of both, we're bringing it here to the school board to have a discussion. The cost to replace it is just shy of $98,000, $97,685. The cost to repair it is much more palatable at $20,200. In both instances, it would come out of LTFM funding, and so that is something that we have available to use for these types of things. It is a rather time-sensitive decision, depending on which direction we go. They'd like to get this fixed and updated over holiday break, which means they need to order parts of whatever they need to do. So at this time, my recommendation to the board would be to do the repair at $20,200.
I'll make a motion to do the repair of the air handler, $20,200.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Karati Simon, supported by Director Raha. Any other discussion?
How old are these? Okay, cause I remember putting air handlers in 25 years ago, okay?
I do not know the answer to that question.
Well, yeah, irregardless of it,
Actually,
I think the repair is the right way to go. You know,
And they're recommending it too.
yeah.
So if they didn't
And
think it was.
what building is it in?
it's in the high school.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it does not say the age. No, I don't have the age on it, but I can find out for you.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, discussion. Anybody has for discussion? Item 10 is information, and Ms. Albert, I will give this to you. I received some correspondence by the Alpha Delta Kappa Phi chapter. They're reaching out to area educators who are teachers in 3rd grade classrooms this year. And they're willing to take some teaching tasks off of their plates. So if I can give you this, and you can give it to our 3rd grade educators.
Do we know why it's only 3rd grade?
I think because they taught 3rd grade, but I was just gonna add into that, maybe if Ms. Albert reaches out to them, maybe we can get them talked into 2nd grade also. Thank you. And thank you to the Alpha Phi. Thank you. Any other information? At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to recess the regular board meeting to go into closed session to discuss labor negotiation strategy with the AFSCME union.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support it.
Motion by Director Raha, supported by Director Karati Simon. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is 5:45.
So, after that, okay, I told her, I said, I wasn't sure, but I
Yes,
just said yes for you.
Can we?
You and Bob need to sign
Yeah,
the
it's
paper.